What's up, everybody? It is Thursday, July 14th, around 5:30 p.m. Time for the market analysis video. So today was a continuation of essentially of the same. So we had another large update in the S&P 500 that was sold a bit after it opened higher, sold a bit, and then continued to be higher, but still remained off the open value for most of the day, and there were a lot of reasons for a lot of little news items and so forth. This is the beginning of earnings seasons. J.P. Morgan reported. I think Wells Fargo and Citigroup report tomorrow, so it'll be interesting to see what the results are on that. And but yeah, it's going to be a data-driven week and a period of time. So you want to be mindful of that, and along with that, again, my strategy still not picking any individual stocks at this point. I maintain my opinion that we are going to have a pullback here as data is digested. It doesn't look like that's quite happening yet. We'll see. I expect it really any time now. We did come back on moderate volume again, so not a whole lot of volume coming into the market, so it'll be interesting to see where this drift up stops, or if it does in the near future, or how high we can go on this kind of drift. 217 was, I talked about in some previous videos about where we could possibly go before we pull back, so we're not that far away from there. However, we could still we could really pull back from here. We've had two sellings on the intraday, and it's interesting to see. So generally the last few days we've seen moves in the Asian session, European session, and then kind of not this reversal of that, or a moderate reversal of that in the U.S. session. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the future. Looking at gold, same thing. We opened much lower and then basically got bought all the way throughout the day. I talked about in my last couple videos that the 127 to 125 area I thought was likely to get bought, have buyers and to get bought, and that was exactly the case. We opened right smack in the middle of that area and just got bought consistently throughout the day. So I think there's a lot of demand for gold, even in the midst of this kind of little mini correction here. And so really, if you that area, the 127 to 125 area, I believe is a good buy point for the medium term, short term to medium term. I think 125, 127 is an excellent buy point if you can get it. I'm not sure if we go back there. I mean, we could go back there tomorrow, but obviously there was strength yesterday and strength today on larger volume. Yesterday's volume was very mild. Today's volume was much more normal, quote unquote. So I'm looking for this. That could possibly have been the end of the correction there in gold. That low of what was it, 126.03. So there you go, right on 126, right in the middle of that 127, 125 area. So we'll see if gold rallies from here. Some of that, again, will probably be dependent on some data. We'll see how that plays out. Oil still trying to carve out a comeback or carve out a bottom here off of this correction. And so it was up today, but only a moderate amount. We'll have to monitor that closely, but again, along with gold, I think we could this could be near the end of this correction. We could move higher from here. It'll be interesting to see what happens, especially with the S&P 500, gold, and oil, and how they all react from here. So what we have seen is gold and oil are taking a minor correction in the S&P going up. So which is generally you would see oil and the S&P go up and gold go up if the dollar is getting depreciated. If not, so there's a lot of different ways that these three tango, and how they tango from here, or which ones reverse and which ones don't, etc., will give an indication of where the market wants to go in the future. Looking at the financials, they were buoyed today, opened very much higher and then sold off. That's not uncommon for earnings. A lot of times there's a pop off of the earnings report and then a sell-off from that, and I would say that was certainly the case. I think JP Morgan's earnings gave some hopium, some confidence, but that was just one of many that will be reporting over the next few weeks, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. I think, what are we looking at? Delta. So Delta, again, managed to climb above its 50-day moving average. So it representing the transportation stocks, but it's entering this area of resistance. So it'll be interesting to see how it responds to that. If we have a really strong market that is able to break through this resistance area, I would say that we have a sustained run coming. Not to say that it looks like that's the case based on data right now. However, with the market being predictive, if it's predicting quantitative easing or better than expected earnings, etc., etc., anything is possible as far as moving higher, even as we are at all-time highs on the S&P 500, not necessarily all-time earnings, but all-time highs. So it'll be interesting to see where we move from here. Again, my positions have been gold. That's been a real big winner for me so far this year. And I'm looking at possibly take a position in oil here, try to catch this bounce. And other than that, looking at waiting for for my strategies to come to me, and wait for the market to digest some of these earnings reports, and then make some trades off of that. So with that being said, I hope you're trading them well. God bless. Good luck. Great trading.